My problem here with this. All right, but Mark, my problem with this story, in the way that it's played out, is that it's so easy and so lazy for people to ignore the story in the mainstream media, as they did for several days, completely ignore it, and then only report it through the prism of all these right-wing hate bangers are trying to play the race card with this story, and that's why we're now doing it, which is what they've been doing. I saw some headlines in the New York Times. I saw them on some of the CNN and others. And I was like, wow, what, you think that's the only reason? That's the only justification for covering this? Is that because right-wing people on social media are saying it's outrageous that the media aren't covering it? You can point to that as the story. That's the nose. That's the peg. But it's not, though, is it? The peg should be that a beautiful young Ukrainian woman had her life snuffed out on a train, and the video is one of the worst things I've seen in a very long time. And my journalist, as you put it, my journalist head, after many years working in the media on both sides of the Atlantic, is this is a huge story. Not because right-wing people are saying no one's commenting on it, but because it's a disgusting, heinous crime that's happened on a train in America.
Yeah, I mean, the sad part, Piers, is that disgusting, awful crimes happen throughout the country, and they all deserve coverage. But in newsrooms, as you know, we often pick stories based on what will get ratings, what will draw attention. Or
why
for some
did
of us
George?
who make
Why did the George? Just explain to me. From your perspective, but Mark,
you'd be talking about this all day.
That's the.
Yeah, but Mark, final point to you before I move on to others. But I'm just curious. Why, when George Floyd was killed and that video came out, was there just this collective mainstream media horror that made this the biggest news story of the year, almost instantaneously? And yet here, there almost appeared to be the collective opposite response of just almost pretending it hadn't happened. And I don't buy the story that none of them saw it. I saw it. I saw a lot of people talking about it.
I think some
and I was like, why is nobody covering this? Yeah. This is heinous. So I just think there is there's a clear double standard there, which I'm really struggling to get my head round.